Next, we'd like to point out what we see as some of the benefits derived from underfloor air.
The need for flexibility has been around for a long time, and this certainly speaks to that. The need for a responsible environmental attack and approach to energy savings that are real and tangible and can be counted on has obviously been increasing dramatically in the last few years.
The raised access floor, the underfloor plenum, and floor-mounted diffusers are the basis for some important benefits in these areas: tenant comfort and operability, initial cost savings, energy efficiency, and flexibility. No matter why a building is being built, tenant comfort and operability are always considerations. Underfloor air distribution has proven to be an exceptional solution. Underfloor air distribution maintains even temperatures throughout the entire space and uses simple to install thermostats that allow for tenant control in offices or other enclosed spaces. If by chance a diffuser is situated under a desk or some other undesirable position, it's simple to pull up a diffuser tile and exchange it with a full tile from a location more convenient for the diffuser. This is a major benefit in commercial buildings when tenant reconfiguration is required. Ducted overhead air often requires removing and replacing the rigid ducts, VAV terminals, and diffusers to suit reconfigured space use, which is labor intensive, not to mention the effort of doing this above a ceiling. With underfloor air distribution, the floor tiles are part of the HVAC system and are much more durable than typical ceiling tile. The swapping of floor tiles and diffusers is much easier and provides major cost-saving opportunities. Thermostatically controlled floor-mounted diffusers are daisy-chained with simple plug-and-play wiring connectors, so reconfigurations are much less complex than with ducted systems. It's estimated there can be savings of 58% over ducted reconfigurations. Furthermore, to add or change one HVAC zone, we've seen savings in the 22% range. The simplicity of these systems makes them easy to understand and maintain by building maintenance people. In fact, the chillers and rooftop equipment used are nearly the same as ducted systems. Underfloor systems can require fewer filter changes and have fewer moving parts than many overhead VAV systems, and commissioning and balancing these systems is greatly simplified. Underfloor air distribution allows for enhanced space utilization. Often, the interior height can be increased or floor heights can be designed to take advantage of the savings realized but not needing the 24 to 36 inches of overhead ductwork. People who experience a well-designed underfloor air system consistently comment on how fresh the air in the space seems. This is due to the stratification of stale air and contaminants to the unoccupied zone, while conditioned air is delivered where the people work. And these systems are very quiet. With the lower air velocities and greatly reduced ductwork, noise is simply not an issue. As you have seen, tenant comfort and operability benefits are really quite impressive. Now let's explore the initial cost savings to be gained with underfloor from the equipment and installation perspectives.
Probably one of the biggest savings is fan horsepower, because most of your energy in your system is lost in the delivery of the actual air. It's a fan motor. So with a displacement system and the underfloor air, we have a lower plenum pressure, so it takes less fan energy to deliver the air.
The initial cost savings when installing underfloor air are benefits important to every job we plan. When we exclude the capital cost of the equipment, we've experienced underfloor air numbers of $4 per square foot. We've all seen ducted overhead systems come in at $7 per square foot and more. These savings come from a number of factors. As you can imagine, there are substantial savings to be found regarding ductwork costs. The material and labor to fabricate the ductwork in overhead mixing systems is considerable. On-site, underfloor air delivers efficiencies. Experience has shown that a 300,000 square foot building with ducted overhead system can require as much as 30,000 man-hours of field labor. The same size building using underfloor air can be as little as 10,000 man-hours of field labor. That's a considerable savings. And as you can imagine, there are far fewer traffic jams and scheduling conflicts among the trades. Many developers find the ongoing energy savings the most compelling benefit of all. 20 to 30% energy savings have been experienced with underfloor versus overhead ducted systems. We know that fans use the greatest amount of energy in ventilation systems. With a floor static pressure of only 0.05 inches, the fan horsepower can be reduced by 30 to 50% over a ducted system, utilizing 1.5 to 2 inches of static pressure. This is why underfloor air has significant savings in energy usage versus conventional ducted overhead systems. The higher delivered air temperatures of 65 degrees allows for more economizer opportunity. That's when outdoor air is utilized for cooling. It's common to realize 250 to 350 more hours of economizer operation per year. By putting the cooling where the people are with underfloor air, the building can realize a 20 to 30% energy savings, which is significant now and will be even more so in the future.
It does simplify some things late in the job. The coordination above the ceiling is almost eliminated because you've gotten rid of all this large ductwork that's in the overhead space. So you're not trying to coordinate that with the fire alarm and the sprinklers and the lighting and all that.
Underfloor air is no different than any other system when it comes to following proper design and construction guidelines. We just need to be aware that they are different from that of traditional ducted systems. The qualifications and experience of the architect and engineers, as always, is critical to a successful project. The coordination between them is about the same, but they are dealing with different sets of issues. The same goes for the contractor and tradespeople. Qualifications and experience counts. Once they've installed a few of these systems, contractors and trades very quickly learn to love them. Underfloor air does require attention to new and different issues. Some of the design guidelines include floor height, shaft locations, underfloor partitions, an understanding of how air warms as it moves towards the perimeter of the space, how buildings lose heat, and perimeter heating systems. Underfloor systems require direct digital control systems, which is really no big deal. And the systems must be commissioned, so it's not quite like turning on a light, but the commission is simplified over comparable ducted systems. Experience has shown that plenum integrity is absolutely vital. Attention to holes into the plenum space must be addressed with care. To recap, here what we see are the driving factors why underfloor air distribution is worth considering. Indoor air quality is greatly enhanced over mixed systems. Occupant comfort is greatly enhanced. It's a much quieter system. Better space utilization is possible. The flexibility of reconfiguring the space is a big plus in today's office environment. Enhanced construction schedules due to reduced labor. Reduction of installed fan horsepower, which is a real dollar saver, and ongoing energy efficiency, which alone is probably reason enough to consider underfloor air. The bigger the building, the greater the savings. In many situations, the benefits of a properly installed underfloor air system are so overwhelming that it's worth adjusting our thinking to accommodate this innovative way of delivering conditioned air.